Hi, Scapegoat. Hey, Steph. Chocolate covered raisins. Hi, Erna. Hey, Peach Cobbler. Hey, Vanna. Hi, Fart. Fart Garfunkel. Hello, Fart Garfunkel. Hi, T-Lang. Just ate some pizza. Cool. Also, I suppose I should say, welcome, Erna. Since I see that you just mentioned that you just subscribed. Hey, Donut Predator. Hot dog with sauerkraut. Never had sauerkraut. Get him hair short. I don't like short hair. I do need to get it cut. I do need to go a hairdresser to get it cut. But I do need to get it at least trimmed a bit. Just unsubscribed and subscribed again. Okay. So fuck you and welcome back. Hey, average dude. Hey, Trailer Swift. Hey, Color Purple. Yeah, I unsubscribed. Fuck you. And then resubscribed. Welcome back, my friend. Spaghetti with significantly little parmesan. Well, you gotta have the parm, Vanna. You gotta put the parm. I think I've had pizza. Just realizing, has it been twice? Did I have it? Might only be once. I think I've only had pizza once since moving back to Cornwall, and that was like the night I moved in. Just wanted the rush of going red to gray. Fair enough. Happy early birthday, T. I won't be singing. I like pizza. I just haven't. It's like I haven't had pizza because it's like I haven't really ordered out. I haven't ordered out much since coming back to Cornwall. And the places with the good pizza. I don't know. The places with the good pizza are like not on skip the dishes. Put candles on a pizza for my birthday. Fair enough. I like slice it. I mean, like I said, I like pizza, but I don't have a big appetite, and I don't like reheating pizza. I don't like reheated pizza. Hey, private dancer. So, yeah, if I'm ordering a pizza, it has to be like it has to be sort of small enough that I can finish it. I don't know. Just kind of like 4-H Club meets Cell Block H. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means, Great Goat. So I see the Maple Leafs fans are very excited. Nerds and criminals. So yeah, like I don't really pay like for some reason, sports shit. Hey, Dexide, sports shit sometimes comes across my feed, my Twitter, like my Twitter for you page. Like I'll sometimes like just check what's trending. Trend. So like every once in a while, sports will sometimes come across the trends on Twitter. King of the Hill returning. Hey, Lips with me. I haven't heard much detail. I haven't heard many details about it. Sport shit. It's great good. Sports shit. Hey, Danger Otter. So yeah, in this case, the curse is broken. Has been trending here in Ontario. The curse is broken because they made it to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. They didn't win the cup. They won't win the cup. They didn't make it to the finals. They made it to the second round. And like Leafs fans are just absolutely freaking out about it. They are so used to their team sucking that like making it to the second round of the playoffs is a momentous event for them. Going to a sports ball game soon? I will say the absolute best comment about it. Hey, Joanna. The absolute best comment about it was from the Iron Sheik. The curse is broken, and Hulk Hogan is still a big time jabroni. I love how much the Iron Sheik hates Hulk Hogan. Because Hulk Hogan is a jabroni. Getting a tattoo? Should I get yes on one cheek and daddy on the other? Are we talking about butt cheeks? Because I mean that seems like something that'd be funny to get in your butt cheek. Hulk Hogan, H.H. coincidence? I mean, probably. That probably is actually a coincidence. Heaviest weight woman I would sleep with? I don't know. I don't know. How much does a cat weigh? That's what I want to sleep with. Be a while though. What can I bench? I can sit on a bench. Does that count? Because, yeah, that's about it. I don't know, delete. Whatever. Live in Pittsburgh, not happy with the Pens. I mean, I don't really care about hockey. When I was a kid, I enjoyed hockey. And back when I was a kid, I was a Habs fan. So that little bit of me that is still a Habs fan is amused at just how excited the Leafs fans are to not get knocked out of the first round of playoffs. You know, like that is like the biggest victory they've had in apparently in 19 years. Make plays, never had them. You know, it's been close. Like this is the biggest win Leafs fans have had in almost 20 years, making it to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Their team sucks. How does the jacket prevent water from just being absorbed into the fabric and creating a more complicated hazard? I don't know. Hey, Barbara. I don't know. That shit's beyond me. I think it's just the type of fabric is resistant to water. It's on the agenda for my day off. I will be going to see my mom. I'll be having dinner with my mom. I think tomorrow. Pretty sure tomorrow I'll be going to her place. Is leather water resistant? Yeah. Yeah, leather is generally is fairly weather resistant. Not weatherproof. Confirmed that when I was walking home from work one extremely wet day a few years back. Super heavy rain. Soaked me right down to the skin, right through my clothes. Took like 2 days for my jacket to fully dry out. Hey, Billy. Delete. My thought is whatever. I don't feel like getting into that. I have never said the N word. Should I put the lotion on my skin or should I get the hose again? Lotion. Gotta moisturize. Moisturize with beef tallow. Hey, syrup. I think I'll pass scapegoat. I know nothing about it, deletes. I'm not a doctor. I don't really. I don't know. I don't know, and it's not something I particularly feel like talking, like debating. I don't particularly feel like getting into that shit right now. How's it hanging? Short, shriveled up, and a little to the right. Please give medical advice. Go see a real doctor. That's my medical advice. Don't put salt in your eyes. Hi, Shiki. Hey, Akeba. Dr. Quinn? I have no idea, T. Because I'm not a fucking expert, deletes. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know the fucking situation. I don't know what happened. Dye your beard. The gray hair is shameful. No. I mean, exactly. That's what I'm an expert on is the X-Men. Favorite flower? The one shaped like your mom's put. Okay. Hey, no. Last time I was embarrassed, I don't know. I don't, probably fairly recently. Sexualities of X-Men should be a college class. I mean, it's complicated enough. The prolapsed rose. Seriously, X-Men. You know, X-Men continuity absolutely is like college level shit. Want to go silver? I mean, I'm letting myself. I'm not gonna bother dyeing my hair. Thoughts on street racers? Dangerous. Hi, Gainer Queef. I mean, basically. Oh shit. Emma Frost knew about it back in the 90s. She just had more class than Gene to actually say it to his face. Did I ruin my sleep schedule for a chick? I don't know that I even have a sleep schedule. Nah. Nah, my sleep schedule sucks anyway. Gold week on Steam, and I bought my dude a little gift to help his streaming career. Oh, cool, Yashiki. Good work. I watched the movie. I didn't really watch the show, the cartoon. Like, I think I caught a couple episodes, but I was really young when the Ninja Turtles were at their peak, so I didn't really watch a whole lot of it. Star Search, no. Splinter is a DILF. That's Squidward. I've never watched that. What's it? SpongeBob. I've never watched SpongeBob, so I have no thoughts on Squidward. Xena, I never saw Xena. I saw like a couple bits and pieces of it here and there, but it's not something I ever. It's not something I really watched. Why do my top teeth always show? I don't know. I've never noticed. No Xena. No. The original Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire ones, they were okay. One thing I will say about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. And it's the same thing with the early X-Men movies. They benefit from the fact that they were sort of the main superhero movies at the time. You know, there weren't a lot of really big superhero movies when they came out. Yeah, there were the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeves Superman movies. There had been a couple of Batman movies that were well received, and there's a couple Blade movies. But for the most part, Tobey is a good Peter Parker in Deliverance Spidey Playfulness. Yeah, I mean, that was a big problem. I'll be honest. Like, in retrospect, the MCU Spider-Man movies didn't have him doing a lot of quipping. They had comedy, but it wasn't him, using humor to cover up his fears and throw the enemies off balance. Not the mama. Yeah. I grew up on that one. Not the mama. Yeah, I did grow up on that. I did watch that one as a kid. But yeah, because like that is a central part of Spider-Man is that as Peter Parker, he is kind of a mess, especially when he's young. He's got a lot of shit that he worries about. We have Cracker Barrel in Canada, I think. He was, he was early Spider-Man was actually like early Peter Parker was actually kind of an asshole. it must be said, early Peter Parker was kind of an asshole. Miles Morales is better, different. But yeah, I mean, for a long time he was sort of always stressing about things. As Peter Parker, he was, worried about his aunt. He getting yelled at by Jameson, worrying about his school, worrying about girls. Like as Peter Parker, he was full of worries. Thoughts on bestiality? Not a fan. PlayStation, not anymore. When he put on the mask, all his worries as Peter Parker sort of faded away for the most part. So like Joshua Moon. Vaguely rings a bell. TOS, TNG, or DS9? DS9's better. TNG is closer to my heart. Like, I love, TNG is like Next Generation is the one I grew up on. That one will always be close to my heart, even though DS9 is arguably the better show. But anyway, yeah. So Spider-Man. As Peter Parker, Peter Parker doesn't really feel like he can really do much to push back against people. He feels like the world is sort of against him. The mask lets him put out more, push back more. It lets him be freer. He puts on the mask and he becomes more confident. He becomes wittier. It does, hey, Madison, it does allow him to bring out another side of his personality. I don't feel like any of the Spider-Man movies have ever really explored that. None of them have really conveyed that. And Spider-Man, one of the things that he is best known for is the quips. He'll be fighting a supervillain and he will be making constant jokes. In fact, when Spider-Man stops making jokes is how you know it is when you know that things are serious. But when they bring Venom, is that intent? I don't know. I mean, the comics are better. The comics are better than the movies, always. So yeah, that's what he does. He uses humor as Spider-Man. He uses humor both to hide his own fear and to distract the people he's fighting. He didn't really do that in the movies. There were jokes. There were lots of jokes. But they weren't quips of the type that comic Spidey uses. They weren't... Most of the time, it wasn't even him making a joke. A lot of the humor surrounded, situations. Spider-Man pose. Whee! Spider-Man pose. Civil War, Captain America Civil War, actually kind of came closest to what Spider-Man is supposed to be like. But even the other MCU Spider-Man movies, he wasn't... Well, that's a shout-out. That's a reference. But it's not really... Teletubbies coming back? Cool. Fun times, I guess. Probably, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it. I'll find it weird, Billy. It's what people know me for. It's what people know me as. Hulk 2008. The 2008 Hulk movie had some really interesting ideas. That's the Ang Lee one, right? Or is that the Ang Lee one, or is that the... No, that... Incredible. 2008, that was Incredible Hulk, right? You're referencing the quip from the comic, right? But I mean, that's like one reference. It's one reference that he makes. You know, where are all the rest of his quips? He doesn't have them. Whenever he's fighting, he's as much more often than not, he ends up being, you know, grunts and hey, Saint Dust. I don't remember I don't remember genuine quips in any of the Spider-Man movies. Literally any of them. Not of the sort that he makes in the comics. Which Spider-Man movies are you talking about? Like, are you talking about the Maguire ones or the Holland ones? Why is Spider-Man always white? Because he was created in the 60s, before black characters were allowed to exist. I think Marvel Studios was better before or after Disney. I think that, hey, Anunnaki. That's a cute outfit. Which is, I mean, ooh, he insulted a wrestler with a joke that is, in retrospect, pretty homophobic. Actually, a pretty homophobic joke to make. To quit. Barely. Yeah, as far as whether Marvel Studios was better before or after Disney, I think that on the whole, the quality is probably about the same. I think on the whole, the quality of the writing is probably about the same. Where I think a problem came in is that the success of the MCU led Marvel Studios to overdo it. Sorry, Scapegoat. And that led to the movie, and that led to problems with the special effects. Like, pretty much, like, it's pretty much universally acknowledged that the special effects did start to suffer. And that is because of the fact that Marvel Studios was putting out 4 movies and 3 TV shows in a year. Like, it was just like they were putting out so fucking much that the special effects teams, visual effects teams, didn't actually have time to make the shit look as good as they did when they actually were doing one movie a year. I don't know that that's a Disney. I don't know if that was a problem with Disney or if it was just Marvel Studios itself. You know, would they have done the same thing if Disney hadn't bought them up? I honestly don't know. One place where I suspect that... When did Disney buy Marvel Studios? What year was it that Disney bought Marvel Studios? $2009. Wait, Disney bought them in 2009? There were like 2 fucking MCU movies at the time. Oh, was Marvel Studios better before Disney? They had like 2 fucking movies. Come on. Like, you genuinely can't compare. The movies that existed at that point were Iron Man and Incredible Hulk. And by the way, and frankly, Incredible Hulk, frankly, pretty fucking mediocre. Somebody asked me about it earlier. I found Incredible Hulk to be largely kind of mid. Never watched any of the Cars movies. I've never measured my tongue, but I think it's pretty short. Acquisition takes time. Yeah, Incredible Hulk, as I recall, I found it to be, it was okay. I'm Ed Norton rewriting the script constantly, probably. And honestly, he was not really a great fit for Bruce Banner. I feel like Edward Norton his whole thing is that he's always kind of cool. He's too cool to be Bruce Banner. 2003 Hulk? The 2003 Hulk had its problems. I can't say it was a good movie, but it was an ambitious movie. It had some really interesting ideas. Like, I love the fact, like, I do really appreciate what Ang Lee was trying to do with capturing the feel of a comic book. You know, like trying, like moving around, like the panels, like sort of setting up like panels moving around. I actually thought that was really cool. Can Hulk have a good movie without being goofy? In the MCU? Gator Queef? I don't know. He dared me. It was a dare. Body parts have I measured? I think I measured my. I think I did measure my dick once, and it was like right around 6 centimeters or 6 inches. Right around 6 inches. Yeah, I mean it's the reality is like the MCU as a whole. The like Marvel's movies are meant to be fun. Like they're fun movies. Hey, Philomena. Fantastic Four. I mean they've had some good runs. There have been some amazing Fantastic Four runs. There's also been some real stinkers. Like from the time Kirby left the book until the time Byrne took it over, Fantastic Four was one of the weakest comics that Marvel was like consistently one of Marvel's weakest comics. Like it's just meandering along. Much as I fucking hate John Byrne as a person, his Fantastic Four run was great. After that, honestly, for most of the 90s, it went sort of kind of middling again for a lot of the 90s. Though I do really like, I did really like the new Fantastic Four arc of Walter Simonson's run. I like to watch Mark Ruffalo start a movie as the Hulk until jokes for 2+ hours. No one wants that. Hulk is canceled. Trek is in. I was disappointed in Crypto, not including the TV show crew. Did Marvel have a super pet group? Yes, the Pet Avengers. Thoughts on the LAPD being the biggest gang? Yep, I've heard about that. Yeah, the Pet Avengers are an actual thing in the comics. They've had multiple miniseries. The team consisted of Lockjaw, the giant teleporting dog, Throg, aka Thor Frog, or Frog Thor, a frog with the power of Thor. Lockheed, the dragon who hangs around with Kitty Pryde. Redwing, the bird who hangs around with Falcon. Devil Dinosaur, an actual fucking dinosaur. A T-Rex. Zabu, a saber-toothed tiger. Ms. Lion, a dog who comes from the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends animated series. And Niels, a cat who has the same sort of bouncing around powers as the character Speedball. E41 South. I think there might have been another couple of members as well who've shown up from time to time. Is 62 a high IQ? No, but IQ is kind of nonsense anyway. You think the good outweighs the bad in Star Trek Voyager? Yes. I think that on the whole, Star Trek Voyager is a good show. Been reading a collection of the old Robert E. Howard Conan pulps, full of savagery and illiberalism and toxic masculinity. What's your opinion of Conan? I mean, it's not something I've ever been interested in. Like, I've never been interested in Conan, but Mr. Filch from the Harry Potter movies. Okay. Never used a weighted blanket. Hey, Chrissy Cupcakes. Good night, Chrissy. He-Man or She-Man? She-Ra? I like She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. That was a good show. Never watched He-Man. I had a couple of He-Man action figures for some reason, but I don't think I ever actually watched the show. Do you date a woman who prefers not to shave? Yeah, probably. Are IQ tests even valid? Not particularly. There are definite issues with IQ tests. I've got the notification bell turned on so I don't miss your lives. Oh, thanks, 41 South. I appreciate that. And yes, Dex, I do have good Star Trek opinions. Thank you. I always have good Star Trek opinions. My opinion on smiling friends? I mean, it's nice when your friends are happy. You know, you like to see your friends happy. What did I have for dinner? Yeah, just microwave thing. Is that beard hiding a double chin? Don't think so. Thoughts on the presidential fitness test? I'm not American, so I never had to take it. Suckers. I've never taken a Myers-Briggs. Show Smiling Friends? Never watched. I've never heard of the show Smiling Friends. Would I build a Lego set? I mean, if somebody sent one, like if somebody got one for me, I'd probably build it. You ever ran a mile for gym class? I don't think a all right. Oh. Frankly, if you're gonna criticize gay marriage, yeah, get the fuck out. And seriously, if you're gonna be like, gay marriage is bad, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Bye. So, first of all, that is generally handled on a case-by-case basis. as far as like whether a trans woman goes to a men's prison or a women's prison, that is actually usually handled on a case by case basis. My answer would be, depending on sort of how far, not a slur, it's just he's basically calling gay marriage what was it? Revolting modern culture. Yeah, he called gay marriage a part of revolting modern culture. And I don't want homophobes. Like genuinely, I don't want homophobes hanging around here. Like, come on. Fuck off with that shit. Forbid. Revolting modern culture was like his actual words. But anyway, yeah, as far as like trans women in prison, if there is valid reason to believe that they will be a legitimate threat to other women in the prison, then just keep them isolated from the general population. Would be sort of my take on it. Like, it's just, I'm pretty sure that's fairly, like, I'm pretty sure that happens with a lot of sexual offenders in prisons anyway. I think a lot of sexual offenders have to be sort of isolated in prison, sometimes for their own, like, often for their own safety. Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper? I have not. Like, there are people who have to be kept separate for their own protection or for the protection of the other people present. So, yeah. Opinion on conjugal visits? I'm for them. Sex offenders should be given prison justice. The thing is, prisons have a responsibility to protect everyone present, protect everyone within their, within the facility. So it's one of those things where, like, on a personal level, I'm not gonna cry if some shitheel gets shanked. I'm not gonna cry. But at the same time, I do want prisons to do their actual best in ensuring that everyone, including the worst people present, are safe. Obviously, a lot of prisons don't bother with that shit, which is a whole other conversation, but you're transgender opinion in women's sports. Whatever. Yeah, obviously, a lot of prisons. Did you hear about the man who got eaten by bugs? I think I did hear about that, Vanna. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, it's. Prisons in a lot of countries have no interest in actually doing anything. Yeah, like a lot of countries set up their prisons with no desire for those prisons to actually do anything other than to keep people in. Canada does not have the death penalty. We have not for a long time. No, he was calling it degenerate. Like the phrasing used, it was pretty clear that he was saying gay marriage is degenerate. Does Justin Trudeau want to enforce the death penalty? Yeah, it's part of Bill C-11, I hear. I hear that part of Bill C-11 is that if you criticize the government, you'll be executed. Rebel News said it, so it must be true. Three strikes law? Absolutely not, Anunnaki. I absolutely am not in favor of that. It's bullshit. Thoughts on the first X-Men movie? It was great at the time because there was so little to compare it to. The JK should here. Well, I'm opposed to the death penalty. Or like, are we talking like steel chair to the back? That kind of chair that we're talking about? Just steel chair to the back and then go for the pin. Absolutely. Absolutely. Steel chair to the back and then go for the pin. Just make sure the ref's back is turned. Make sure the ref's back is turned. Steel chair to the back of the head. Go for the pin. Canada implementing assisted suicide. I mean, I'm generally in favor of it. Traumatized by Dumbledore's death in Harry Potter game. Thoughts on Ellen? Apparently kind of an ass. My thought on Ellen is that she is apparently kind of an ass. Firing squad has to be painful. I don't know. Who would win a fight, Ellen or JK? I mean, Ellen seems, from what I hear, Ellen's mean. Ellen's kind of nasty from what I hear. So I might give her the edge. I would not sing at all, Polly. Who's using the gas chamber? Would a Dutch oven joke be inappropriate here? Sometimes the family or of the victim or the offender himself can ask for a method or plead against him. Yeah. And it's actually fairly common for the families of victims to, to argue against death penalty. Ellen as Dory versus JK as Dobby. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a gnome can eat a fish, so I accidentally sat in the electric chair at a dinner party once. Bring back boiling dissenters alive, in my opinion. I mean, I saw a meme the other day. Who was it? It's comparing. Give me a second to find it. One minute. Just give me another minute here. Here you go. Yeah, it was comparing Jeff Bezos to Marcus Licinius Crassus. Both richest men of their time. Both made money exploiting an essential service. Crassus died getting melted gold poured down his throat. Jeff Bezos? Just saying it's an option. Roll down the throat sounds hot. Which Russia is worse, Putin or Rasputin? Putin's definitely worse. Raw Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Whatever, Conan. I know why the caged birdhouse sings. Do you guys want hammer? No, I have not. Who farted? He or she who smelt it dealt it. Can't be stopped. Can only be contained. Throw me to the wolves and I'll just come back pregnant. Is farting ethical? Yes. Farting is ethical. Thoughts on China's one-child policy? I mean, it makes sense for that country. Why is the water so discolored in my glass? I don't know. Thoughts on salted caramel? Not something I would eat. Hey, cheesecake. I don't think to the best of my knowledge, I've never had any Impossible meat. What do you think of the man who shot JFK? I mean, I don't support murder, so hey, gargoyle girl. Heard someone say tonight, I'm a good beef boy. That's a new one. Whatever works. Thoughts on plastic surgery? Whatever. Bubbly? I do not drink bubbly. Would I consider dressing up emo? No. No, I don't. I wouldn't do emo. Will I shave again? Yeah. At some point, yeah. Never showed at Hot Topic. Because we don't have one in Cornwall. Jack Ruby had cancer, apparently, and was going to die anyway. Alright. But in water parks, never been. Full goth? No. No, I can't do that anymore. No Spencer's? Don't think so. Thoughts on spirit cooking? I don't know what that is. Hey, Pondering. Have the anyone here? Because it's 3:30 in the morning, Pondu. No one's here because it's 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, this is more than I usually get at this time of night. Thoughts on Britney Spears? I'm glad that whole conservator shit, the conservator thing is over. Conservatorship is over. Why can't I do full goth anymore? I had, like I said, I had a mild to medium case of goth as a teenager, and that, I don't have that in me anymore. 8-night streams for the win. Viagra? No, I have not. T-Lane. Indeed, Poddu. Is financially abusing a family member ethical? Generally not. I no longer own my trench coat now. My only jackets are this one and my winter jacket in there. 8:30, I'm in bed with a broken thumb. Well, that's not fun. Where's the trench coat kept? I don't know. Garbage, probably. I would assume I just threw it out. Only after combine what? Not wearing nothing right. I started wearing it in high school. It probably would have been grade 9 or 10. What age would that be? 15, 16, so 2000, 2001. I think I was wearing it like 2000 or 2001 that I started wearing it. Maybe 2001 that I started wearing it. So yeah, just a couple years. Oh, no, I wasn't making anyone uneasy. I'm in Canada. We don't have guns. Hmm? Trench bloat from being left for dead in a ditch for 6 days. Good times. No, I never watched the videos. Like my leather jacket. It does look good, Pondu. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't think anyone really... Because, I mean, it was a couple of years after. I mean, there were, like, I think I got a couple comments, but even then, not many. And again, it was, like, Canada. We don't have guns. By which I mean we do have guns, but we don't really have school shootings the way the U.S. does. You know, we've got gun laws that make it a whole lot harder to be a school shooter. I don't know, Gator Queef. This is over 20 years ago. It's been over 20 years. I don't remember shit that far back. Glory hole? Nah, I don't think I would do that, T-Lane. Like Columbo? No. It was a black women's leather trench coat. It was actually a women's trench coat. Women's jacket. whatever. I was a teenager entering a bit of a goth phase, so I didn't care that it was a women's jacket. It was, black leather trench coat. Why the buttons on women's clothes on the other side? I have no idea, T. I've never I might have read the answer to that once, maybe, but I have no idea. Yes, I wore clothes under my trench coat. Okay, Conan. I mean, it's a lie, Charlie, but fine. I love beans. There you go, Charlie. Happy? Glory hole? A glory hole. I mean, I can't shout it. It's 3:30 in the morning. I can't shout. Trusty hat? I did. I had a black hat. It wasn't a fedora, but it was fedora-like. I'm not sure what kind of hat it was. I'm not sure what the type of hat was called, but it had the rim all the way around it. It was like a fedora. Very mature of me. Never wore a Burger King crown. I was not satanic. No, Stella. Shit, I'm not letting anyone see any more of where I'm living than this fucking corner. This is the most anyone's going to see of this place. Versus food combo I like. I don't know. I'm very picky eater, so I don't know what sort of food combos I like. Rebecca picks a fight coat. I don't really have any. Thoughts on red shoes? I mean, not sure that I would wear red shoes, but The Room. I have never seen The Room. Red Shoes, the movie? Oh. I didn't realize it was a movie. Dorothy's Shoes? The Kate Bush album? Room's awful, you love it? No, I don't. I don't want to watch it. Yeah, Jatavia, that often is. That typically is offensive. Thoughts on Jack Nicholson? I've heard some complicated things. I don't know. I feel like I've heard different things about him, but I don't really remember. If you're just going to be obnoxious, then go away. But no, I'm not going to be watching The Room. I feel absolutely no interest in that movie. With that, what a glory hole. Oh, yeah, I was going to explain that earlier. Sorry I didn't explain that earlier, Aaron. American Psycho. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a fine movie. Just looked up and saw a glory hole. Is it raining? I don't think it's raining right now where I am. I think it might have been earlier, but showers in the vicinity. Cloudy. Cloudy with showers in the vicinity. Thoughts on Maury? Never watched. They do drugs, and there's probably prostitution. And it reminds me of Clockwork Orange, but haven't watched it. I mean, that High School Musical. Kids. Requiem for a Dream. Hijab? No. I would not wear a hijab. I have not seen it, Vanna. Again, no interest in it. My turn? No. Never listened to Howard Stern. I don't think I even could. Like, I don't think any of the radio. Like, I don't think he was on any of the radio stations here. So I couldn't have listened to him even if I wanted to, and I never would have wanted to. Same with Opie and Anthony. Even if I wanted to, even if I'd wanted to, I don't think I could have, and I did not want to. I never listened to the radio. Who the fuck listening to the radio? Why? Yeah, I mean, sure, put it on when you're in the car. Never watched Glee now, but I mean, even then, just like flick around to find a. I grew up in the 90s. We had fucking tapes. We had cassette tapes for music. You know, I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in that decade. And, like, why would people listen to the radio back then? No. No. I don't know what a whack packer is. Favorite part of the 90s? I don't know. The 90s X-Men animated series. Yeah, X-Men the animated. My favorite part of the 90s? The X-Men animated series. Do you prefer the 19 or the 90? My master of Reaganomics. Reaganomics is bullshit. No, I never had a beeper. I never needed a beeper, so. Everyone had radio for weather and traffic navigation. I mean, I had a radio, but I never listened to it. If I wanted music, I would turn on much. If I wanted to listen to music, I would turn on much music on the TV so I could get the music videos as well. It kind of does. Admittedly, a lot of it is probably nostalgia. I watched it a few years back. Like, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago at this point. I think it might actually be close to 10 years ago now that I rewatched it. I still enjoyed it. Thor: Love and Thunder was the best Marvel movie. That was my pussy tonight. Yeah, but it's possible that it might have been like a fair bit of nostalgia. And I mean, I think that it did a really good job adapting a lot of the comic stories. Like, that is something that the 90s series did well, is it adapted the comic stories. And the movies sure as shit failed to adapt any of the comic stories well. Not a single one of the comic stories got adapted well in any of the movies. The movies were all fucking garbage. I will not be watching Guardians 3. I still have no interest in giving my money to the Disney. Why can we never see your peoples? I don't know. Trick of the Light, maybe? Chris Pratt. Yeah. I've said before, he just seems like a douche. Thoughts on Studio Ghibli? Love Ghibli. Love them. My favorite movie studio. They make such amazing films. Good night, Yoshiki. Studio Ghibli has made so many amazing movies, and also Earwig and the Witch. Goro Miyazaki is not his father. Thoughts on Bang Bros? I don't think I ever even really downloaded any of their videos. Favorite movie? Spirited Away. Suzume, I have not. Apparently, Suzume is the one with the chair, right? Where the love interest is a chair. Apparently, the director's intention, like what he was originally going to do, is going to be two girls. Like it is going to be, a romance between two girls. And he was told, no, you can't do that. So he made the love interest a chair. Which the producers were like, yeah, that sounds fine. Never watched Bang Bus. Spirited Away is my favorite movie in general. But like, it is so fucking wild that Japanese movie studios, animated movie studios, still just will not do same-sex romance in their movies. Like, it's just a flat no. Which is, fuck off and allow that shit to be made. Let that shit exist. It's 2023. Even in Japan. Like, hasn't Japan legalized same-sex marriage? Is it a cultural thing? I don't know, it's just... What female celebrity would I go on a date with? None of them would go on a date with me, so who cares? Like, I know Japan tends to be, or at least has a reputation for being pretty conservative. Conservative values and shit like that, but the fact that these studios are, hey, Uncle Buck, that these particular studios are so horrendous, are still so homophobic. It's ridiculous. The Japanese flag meant to symbolize J. Dot. Pratt and Rowling were drowning. Who would I throw the one life preserver to? I don't know. I mean, how far apart are they? Like, I don't know. Is one of them able to hang on longer? Because I'm not gonna like. I'm not. If I can like. If all I need to do to save someone's life is, I'm not gonna fucking let them die. You know. Can I lift one eyebrow up like The Rock? Yep. I think I can still do the other one. I actually trained myself to do it as a teen. I actually trained myself to do that back when I was like early teens, back when I did really like wrestling. I sort of trained myself how to do that just because of The Rock. I don't think it's not quite the same as The Rock's eyebrow. I don't think. I don't think it's quite the same as The Rock's eyebrow lift, but maybe a little bit better than maybe more of a spot. It's more of a Spock eyebrow lift, maybe. Thoughts on The Rock destroying the DCU? So he brought the rock bottom. Would I marry a man? No. I don't even know what that means. Queef. DCU was doomed from the start. I mean, they sort of fucked it up, I think. Um, no, I'm not upset, Trash Mandy. I don't know, like I haven't watched any of the movies. Like I have watched literally none of them. Didn't watch Justice League, didn't watch Batman v Superman, or the others. Didn't watch Zack Snyder's Superman movie. Yeah, I didn't watch any of them. Didn't watch Wonder Woman. So I can't really comment too much on the quality of the movies. But I do feel like I feel like they never had a plan. And that the lack of a plan kind of, hey, Ellison, hey, Crab Legs, kind of fucks things up a little bit. I suppose it's hard to say if it actually really hurts the movies because these movies still make tons of money. But Like, they could never decide if they wanted it to be a shared universe. Um, Honestly, they probably would have been better off just not trying for a shared universe. Like they wanted it to like they wanted shared universe because hey, look at how successful the MCU is. Look at how like Avengers made $1 billion and Avengers 2 made 2 billion or whatever. Like they wanted the shared universe to capitalize on the same type of money that Marvel Studios was making. But they weren't willing to put in the work on it. They jumped right to uh, Justice League. Like they went Superman versus Batman, and then Justice League. Like nothing. There was no real attempt to build up to a Justice League movie the way the MCU did by having Iron Man and Hulk and Captain America and Thor. All those characters. Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2 and Hawkeye introduced in Thor vaguely. Nick Fury sort of showing up here and there throughout. So like the MCU was sort of like building towards the Avengers, whereas DC didn't really bother with that. Like they dropped a bunch of logos for other, like they did, Superman and they did Batman versus Superman. So that is those two, and they introduced Wonder Woman in that one. So that's the Trinity right there. But then all the rest of the characters got like a logo drop, and that was it. And then they tried to jump straight into Justice League, which meant introducing all these other characters, setting up who they are and all that. I did not watch the Joker movie, and I have no interest in it. Voice changer? Nah, I don't think I would bother with that. And then, like, didn't help that Justice League sort of got, like, it definitely didn't help that Justice League had to switch directors halfway through and went from Zack Snyder, who is all about the super grimdark, edgiest fucking shit possible, switching from that to Joss fucking Whedon, who is the exact opposite, and silly and goofy and quippy. It's that does not help. It created tonal shifts right at the start, right when they were trying to introduce their shared universe. They've got this massive tonal whiplash that just left nobody particularly satisfied. That said, yes, I did watch the Batman. I thought it was okay. I like that they did try to put a little bit of focus onto his detective stuff, because that tends to get the Christopher Nolan movies did absolutely nothing with Batman being the world's greatest detective. That is who Batman is, the world's greatest detective. That's like his tagline, the world's greatest detective. That is the mission statement for Batman as a character. And then Christopher Nolan comes around and says, "Nah, that's boring. He's the world's greatest ninja." It's like, what the fuck? Like, okay, yeah, he's got ninja training, sure, but like he's a detective. Where's the fucking detective work? There's none. Not a single fucking bit of detective work in the entire trilogy. Anyway, orange juice. eggs. Dislike shared universes unless it's Timmy Turner versus Extremely Neutral. Sure. Favorite Mortal Kombat character? I don't even remember who I used. Probably Scorpion was probably the one I used most. Get over here! Maybe Sub-Zero. I don't know. I don't really remember. Does apple juice expire? Probably. But anyway, yeah. So the DCU shared universe got off to a really bad start. And it just never really recovered. Doesn't help. It really doesn't help that Zack Snyder fanboys are the absolute fucking worst. Like, Jesus Christ, Zack Snyder fanboys are awful. They are so fucking obnoxious. They're unbearable. They think the dude invented cinema. Zack Snyder kids. Nothing to do with Zack Snyder. He makes movies that I don't think that I'm pretty sure I would not particularly enjoy. Whatever. That's most movies. So like Zack Snyder himself, I've got no problem with him. He seems like a nice guy. Like he seems like a genuinely good guy. But the fanboys are just so unbearably obnoxious. Like the guy took Superman and made him a fucking murderer. Like the guy did grim and gritty Superman, and they're like, "This is the only way to do Superman. This is the correct take on Superman. That's the best Superman. Oh, it's the best take on Superman ever. Oh, this is the pure, true, only real way to do Superman." No, Superman is not fucking. Is not about snapping a dude's fucking neck. That is not what Superman is about. And then like Batman v Superman. Batman does not use fucking guns. Like Batman does not put fucking Gatling guns on his car. Batman does not put fucking guns on the front of his car. That is not what he does. He does not kill people. This is the tool of the enemy. We do not use these. Like he does not use guns ever. That is another thing that is central to his entire character, is that he does not use guns. So what does Zack Snyder do? Fucking guns right on the front of his car. What the hell? The hell, Zack? And his fanboys just think that it's the greatest work of cinematic genius that anyone has ever come up with. And it's like, sure, fine. It's a fucking, whatever. He did a different take on Batman. Sure, fine, whatever. But Christ, can we get a Batman who's accurate? When did I start writing fanfic? I just don't have any creativity left in me, crab legs. I can't write. I can't write. I just can't write. Don't have it in me. Generally don't have the... should I make a Batman movie about Batman culling puppies and hugging trees? I mean, it'd be something different. Like you want a different take on Batman? One where he's capable of the emotion of joy? Sure, that's a different take. But no, like, a movie where he's actually like. Yeah. What's your favorite sad movie? Mine is Sarah McLachlan commercials. Thoughts on Christian Bale? I don't know. I don't really know much about him. Hoping not hugging. Trans Catwoman? Sure. Um, sure, why not? I will say this. I will say this about a trans Catwoman. Batman would still go down. T. Langer scapegoat. The trans Catwoman be Dogman. Got it. Well, I mean, if the name is Catwoman, then it's going to be MTF. Like the name, like the clues in the name, Catwoman. We're talking woman, so I assume like we're talking about a trans woman as Catwoman. You know, if we're talking about a Catwoman who transitions to be a man, then that would be Catman, and I'm pretty sure that's actually already taken. I think there's a Catman at DC. I believe that I think he was in Suicide. Like, I think he was in the Suicide Squad comics, especially under Gail Simone. I believe. I think. Maybe. Am I wrong? Catman. He was in the Suicide Squad comics, wasn't he? Signed to Puppy Boy at birth. Thoughts on Henry Cavill? He seems like he seems like a nice guy. He seems like somebody who could have done a really good job with a Superman who was written to be a nice guy. You know, the Superman who was written to be optimistic and positive and Superman and a Superman who comforts a desperate girl standing on a ledge ready to jump. That Superman, Henry Cavill probably could have done really good work with. Thoughts on Poison Ivy? She's cool. I'm fine with Poison Ivy. So, I mean, I haven't watched any of the movie. Like, I haven't watched any of those movies, so I have no idea what Henry Cavill Superman was like. I haven't seen his performance in the role. I think a dark and gritty take on Superman just kind of sucks. I think it is, frankly, a shallow and I mean that's not Cavill. This is Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder had a dark and gritty take on Superman, and I find that to be, frankly, shallow and intellectually lazy. So, what was Cavill like as Superman? I don't know. I heard that he was pretty good. And from what I've heard about Cavill as a person, he would have done an incredible job with a Superman who was positive. Nah, I've only got one identity, Vanna. Favorite Pokemon out of the original 151? I don't know. Whichever one looks most like a cat. Elliot Page plays Superman. Page is too short. Elliot Page is too short to play Superman. Jimmy fucking Olsen. I don't know. Get an authentic redhead to play Jimmy Olsen. Yeah. Jimmy Olsen, you probably should get an authentic redhead, like an actual fucking ginger boy to play Jimmy Olsen. Platform shoes, nah. I'd go for a dude who's around 6 feet, give or take a couple inches, because I think canonically Superman's supposed to be like 6'2" or something like that. Yeah, get a guy who's like right around 6 feet. And preferably somebody who is, I'm not short shaming. That's a new Zelda game. Looks like it'll probably be pretty good. I'm fine with short people. Should I be the next Superman? I don't know. Audition for it. Tom Cruise is short, but he looks still in Top Gun. Yeah, like camera tricks, fine. I'm pretty sure. Cocktails are good. I mean, I don't drink alcohol. Andy Serkis can play a monkey, then Elliot Page can play a 6-foot man. That's in Scientology. It is a cult and a dangerous one at that. Anywho, I'm gonna end the stream here. I am gonna end the stream tonight for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm going to my mom's tomorrow. So after I get back from my mom's, I will come on live. But that'll be it for now. So good night, everybody. Bye.